guys, this is Brett for TopoRanger. Welcome to episode 26. Been a while since I've been out. It's good to see you guys again. Today, as you can see from my opening shot, we are at the Holtwood Dam in between York, which is where I am now, and Lancaster County, which is right over there. Today, what we're going to do is pretty simple. We're going to hike to the base of the dam, and we're going to try to make our way across, the whole way across to this wooded section right here. And then we're going to hike south, and we're going to see if we can't get to Piney Island from the top. Last time I was here and I did a video, Operation Piney Island, which I think was episode 11. We started from the Normanwood Bridge, which is right there, went across, and then we came up Brushy Island, which is right here. And we couldn't find a way across. Of course, that was in the winter, and now it's July. I think it's July 7th. It's about 90 degrees out. So it's really hot. I got a bunch of water. I also have my new underwater helmet mounted rig going on, and I got my mask and my booties. So we're also going to see if we can't find a really sweet swimming hole. And we're going to go swimming, and we're going to test out the underwater camera helmet mount. It's going to be really hot, but that doesn't matter because we have all the necessary supplies, and we got plenty of time. Hopefully we don't hit any bad thunderstorms, but if we do, we'll just ride them out. All right, let's go have some fun. Yay! These structures here are part of the Whitewater Play Park. For you guys, for nobody's ever been down here, they release the water from there. Water comes raging down through here, and it created these artificial structures here that kind of channel water down into this here, into this spot here, and also there's another one down there, and there's one right there, and there's several along that bank here. So the water comes, and people come here with their kayaks, and they do all kinds of freestyle tricks and stuff like that. It's really cool. I have not yet been down here yet. When they actually do that, I want to come down and shoot some footage sometime. But you can see these are made out of this is made out of cement here, artificial rocks. All right, let's get over to the dam. Damn, it's hot. Right now we're a little higher up here. I'm going to give you a little bit of an inside shot where the play park starts. Little stream coming up here. Yeah, so here's the spillway, and when they release the water, it comes rushing down here and it shoots out there. Let's go ahead and hike this little ledge here the whole way up to the dam. So here we are, we're about halfway up the spillway. There's the top of the spillway. Here's the Holtwood Dam. Going over to Lancaster, it's about 55 feet high. These boards on top, I think they're called flash boards, just 4x8 pieces of plywood that have been installed. I don't really know what the reason is for that, to be honest. So they can raise the water level a little bit more, they can control the water level a little bit better, I'm not sure. There's a little pond, or a big pond, I guess, or a little lake. Oh, look, there's a heron. Forms right here. This is really popular with people who come here to fish. Apparently a lot of things wash over the dam, and they wind up in here, and you can do all different kinds of fish. There's the power station right there. You can see that. We're looking south here. Lancaster County, York County, Normanwood Bridge. This is the gorge proper. What kind of rock are we on? We are on schist. This is that, it's that albite chlorite schist. It's the green stuff that that pretty much makes up the entire bedrock scene down here in this whole area here. A little bit of water coming over, not much. Over there you can see they're letting out a little bit more. Some little waterfalls here. Let's go over here and check this area out right here. Look at that thing. You see that? That thing just flew in my face. I don't know what that is. This giant mosquito, maybe? Some kind of nasty creature. Be gone! We're almost at the base of the dam now. Coming up here. Kind of a nasty little pool here. But there is a waterfall here, which you can hear. Kind of trickling down here. Not really a good place to go swimming though. Some of that water going down. This area is just slack water muck here. Look at that giant bird out there. Look at that thing. It's huge. I don't know what that is. A blue heron. And here's some more of that structure. 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking there might have been a fish ladder. I have done research and there was a fish ladder on this dam at some point, and I think it got washed out by Hurricane Agnes. Now right here, there used to be a structure right in the middle, basically where this pond is. And you can see these massive boulders. Some of them are schist, but some of them are this stuff right here. It's aggregate. And you can see they continue the whole way, halfway across the river, which I think is almost a mile wide at this point. But apparently Hurricane Agnes came through here and just destroyed whatever building was here. There was a building right here. I'll put a picture up. It was a kind of a block, concrete block type of structure, and it sat right here. So I'm going to go ahead and say that all this stuff are the remnants of that. Maybe maybe what happened was after the hurricane came through here, I think it was in oh man, catch a little shade here. After the hurricane came through here in '72, probably damaged everything, and then they, since it wasn't, working properly anymore, they probably just came through and blasted the thing to smithereens. It was quite a big structure. Came across this here. This is a little standing pool just beyond the fishing pond at the foot of the dam here, and this is pretty cool because there's, well, number one, there's tons of dragonflies everywhere. Number two, there's this weird orange stuff at the bottom. Now there's algae, green algae, but I'm wondering if that orange stuff isn't a kind of an algae too, and if maybe the conditions in this little standing pond are anoxic. I think that's how you pronounce it, anoxic, which basically means there's not a lot of oxygen, so all this weird stuff grows in that kind of like extremophile environment. I don't know if that's what this is. That might just be, clay or dirt, but it doesn't. To me, it doesn't look like it. To me, it looks like some kind of weird, algae. And I wanted to show you guys some of the remnants from this, from the structure that was basically right here, just to give you an idea of how much stuff there is here, and also just how big this structure must have been, and that just some of the rubble itself is the size of cars and, you know, trucks and whatnot. Wow, there's like hundreds of dragonflies. Yeah, here. Now you can see a little piece here. But look at this. The size of that. And they just continue the whole way across the river, almost about halfway across the river. Little shelter cave. See, it's like 10 degrees cooler and it's just really hot today. Oh, look at that. Okay, I gotta get some pictures of that. I gotta get some stills, because that's a pretty cool shot right there. It's one of the inhabitants of that pond didn't quite make it. Huge piece of the schist here. I'm just surrounded by this rubble. It just extends on. It's a nice little shelter cave. I'm just basically thing is, it's so hot out. Basically, I'm just going from shelter cave to shelter cave and relaxing in the shade a little bit. It's got to be at least 85 in the shade though, so we're getting a little bit closer though. Right there's the power station. Right where that, you see that white water coming off the dam, that's about where we're gonna head south. It's an old engine there. There's a lot of metal tubing around here. Some plastic, not too much plastic. But there's a fair amount of junk here. So I'm gonna get some more water and then we're gonna continue, okay? So I'm here at yet another shelter cave. I'm taking kind of an extended break because, man, I tell you what, I was getting really overheated just coming across these boulders. Anyway, I chased out what I think was probably a vulture. I didn't see it, but I heard it sound like a huge bird. Was sitting down here. I chased him out, and I found this cool little, actually it's kind of big, shelter cave. As you can see, the ceiling has this curved shape. I mean, this is that big aggregate. I'm sitting underneath a gigantic block of whatever that structure was that sat at the foot of the dam. Here's one entrance here. I mean, you can just walk right in here. As you can see, the water from the fisherman's lake there, it's coming up almost like a spring underneath this piece of boulder here, and there's a little window right to the top there where the sun's kind of shining down in. It's really kind of a cool little spot here. It's not really that cold or cool under here, but it's better than it is out there. I mean, it's just, you know, it said it was going to be 90 today, but it feels more like, you know, 95, and it's not super humid, but it's humid enough that, you know, I walk a couple hundred yards up and down across these boulders, I'm starting to suck wind. You know, I'm really starting to suck wind here. You know, I mean, so I'm just kind of taking an extended break, just kind of chilling here. I've been running into some of these here. As you can see, there's a 2 or 3 of these giant I-beams just smashed against the boulders. Some of them are bent, you know, from the force of the floodwaters. I just kind of want to hang out in here for the rest of the afternoon. It's so hot. But I will drink some more water, and we will continue on. All right, and I'll check in again soon. All right, guys. I think we made it across the aggregate valley of death, or whatever you want to call it here. There's the boulders. We're at the eastern end of this sucker, and we're at the northern tip here where we get some green. Let's go up here and explore these rocks a little bit, some waterfalls, and then see if we can't head on over and then head down south. Maybe we'll get a cool breeze down here with the water, because it's hot. Oh, look at that. Fish in there. This pool is getting filled by 3 little waterfalls. You see here. Little underwater channel. The water is warm. The water is not, it's like bath water. Wow. Let's get over top here. Oh, that water, it's not even fresh. It's kind of gross. All right, yeah. Here's the fishing pond. Here's the aggregate Death Valley. Now I'm on more aggregate, smaller aggregate. We're getting pretty close to the power plant. Here's another pool. Looking west, York County side. You have this elevated platform that runs for a while. Got some discharge from the dam. And then over there it looks like you got another kind of small waterfall and more discharge. That's the Holtwood power plant. I'm going to head a little farther west, and then we're going to cut south here. I kind of have to plan it out according to my water. I brought 2 big bottles of water. I'm almost done one. I don't want to get stuck out here without any water because it's really quite hot today. I'm going to take some stills, so we'll draw on. All right, we're pretty close to the power station now. I just came up over this little flat expanse. Here's a nice little discharge, and essentially there's a whole waterfall / rapids right on the other side. Basically where this comes out, in between here and the power station. I came up over this rock cliff, right? I came up over this thing here, and I must have been about 6 or 7 giant birds. I think they were blue herons, and they were just all hanging out here. So we're gonna go down here and check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and call this Holtwood Falls, because it is in fact a series of waterfalls. And for the most part it's over rock. See right here? And it spills out there. And that's where we're going, down there. So let's go check this out. And then I gotta get back under. I gotta find some shade again. Check this out. Here we go. There's some foliation in the schist. Lots of metal pipe. But as you can see, there's a nice waterfall here. Coming right down off there. That's probably the last one. 1, 2, the whole series. There's a big vein of quartz. See that? Pretty cool. We're gonna head down to the bottom. Right there. Nice. All right. We're heading south at the top of, I guess, Brushy Island. Kind of in a mixed environment here. Trees, scrub, schist everywhere. I'm like dying of thirst here. This is the heat is way more intense than I thought it would be. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna head back over, I think, to the... I gotta find some shelter. It's just too hot. It's just too hot to be wandering around aimlessly on the rocks in the middle of the day right now. So I'm gonna head back over to the, just to the other side of this, where the brush is, see if I can't find some shelter in a cave, and drink a lot of water and just cool down, because I'm about overheated now. I'll pick it up when I find some shelter. All right, guys. I hate to say this, but it's just too hot out here. I started heading back through the scrub, and as I started bushwhack, realize it's quite a bit of distance across that brushiness, and last thing I want to do is get lost. I have to be bushwhacking for a long time in this heat. I got about this much water left. Still kind of cold. And honestly, I'll be lucky if this gets me back to the car. I can't be anywhere far away from the car and run out of water, because in this heat I'll fall over. I'm starting to feel a little bit dizzy. It's just too hot. So I'm just chilling out here for a little bit, trying to cool off, and then I'm gonna go for the car. Maybe head up to the Mill Creek Falls, or even just the creek over there. Problem is, I'd go for a dip here over by Holtwood Falls. Just take everything off, splash myself up, but the water's warm. Basically, that's where I am, kind of miscalculating the heat here. I guess it's 90, 95. I just feel so flush, I'm probably all red. Just a miscalculation on my part. I don't want to pass out here somewhere in the brush. They'd have to come find me. So basically that's it. I'll pick it up when I get back to the car, alright? Alright guys, I'm back at Buzzard Cave, where I stopped on the way over. I made it pretty far, but after Holtwood Falls, what I'm calling Holtwood Falls, I started headed down north side of Brushy Island, and I got into some what I know from looking at the satellite photography is a pretty big area of scrub, which is just boulders and brush, and I started to head into that, and it was just hot as hell, and I realized that it's not so much that I get lost, because if you walk in one direction long enough, you're going to come to the edge of it. It's just that it's a very large area, and I didn't know quite where I would come out. And once you get over there, you start getting into these areas where you have these deep channels in between the islands, and you could walk for a long time, come to a spot, and you can't get across because there's water, and then you have to hike the whole way back. So I was looking at my water situation, and I have enough water, but I thought if I get turned around, I might use up all my water. Then I don't have enough water to get back, and and even if I had 10 gallons of water, even that wouldn't matter. It's just too hot. I can be completely hydrated and just fall over from the heat. I started getting dizzy. Stomach starts feeling a little weird. You start getting on the edge of that heat exhaustion, and I wasn't there, but I could kind of see myself getting there fairly rapidly, unless I turned around. So I made a decision to just call it and head back to the York County side. I'm about halfway across now. Thank God this cave is here. I've been sitting here for like 20 minutes just trying to cool down, but it's really hard to cool down even here. The water, there's two things working against me. Number one, the water here is like 85 degrees. Yeah, You stick your hand in it and it's warm. It's like putting your hand in a hot tub or a jacuzzi. I mean, there's no refreshment there. If it was cold, I could have dunked my head. I could have splashed around. I could have, you know. But the water, there's no relief in the water, because this water is coming from the surface of Lake Aldred, and the surface of Lake Aldred is just sitting there, you know, cooking all day. Comes over the dam, and here it is right here. You know, it's like 85 degrees, so there's no relief there. Number two, I'm walking over rocks here. A lot of these rocks, the boulders, the aggregate, and the aggregate and the schist, you know, especially the schist, is dark. This is dark rock. So I got here around 2 o'clock, and you got to figure these rocks have just been cooking all day and just absorbing all that heat. So, you know, I think the high was 90 or 95 today with the weather. But I started thinking, you know, down on the rocks, in the sun, I'm thinking it's probably closer to 100, because the rocks are just absorbing all this heat. And then where the rocks are kind of light colored, it's just reflecting it back up. So it's a lot hotter down on the rocks here. So thank God I found these shelter caves that I found. There's a couple more going this way that I might have to use going back over, because this is the only way I can get any relief from this sun. And even in here, except when a nice little breeze blows by, even in here it's probably 85 degrees. So, you know, those two things, the rock, the absorbed heat in the rock, and the fact that the water is 85 degrees, is just working against me, and basically made it so that, you know, I couldn't get nearly as far as I wanted to, because the plan was to go over there, find a nice little swimming hole, and do some free diving, and, you know, do some bed crawling or whatnot. But I mean, no way, I can't do that. I don't have enough. I just don't have enough water, and it's just too hot. So anyway, so I apologize for not being able to finish what we wanted to do today. However, we still had fun. We've still found some cool stuff, and we didn't pass out from the heat and have to be rescued from Brushy Island. If rescued at all, I don't think I would be rescued. I think you just lay there amongst the boulders and the leaves, and you would just cook, and you'd be dead relatively fast. I mean, you gotta be really careful when you're going out in the heat like this, because it's easy to underestimate how dangerous it could be. Now, if I was just gonna spend the whole day over there at Mill Creek Falls, which is right here, you know, splash around in the creek water in the shade, you know, you can do that all day, and it's fine, because the creek water is 60 degrees. You got trees all around, laying on a cold rock, you know. Then if you do something like that, you know, the heat doesn't really matter. But I think I picked kind of like probably the worst type of environment to hike over that you could pick on a day when it's like 90, 95 degrees. Lesson learned there, okay? So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for episode 26. I hope you guys had a good time. I know I sure did, even though it was not so fun hiking around in this kind of heat. We found some cool stuff, and once it cools off, or on a cooler day, I don't know, maybe at the end of the summer, maybe in the fall, we'll come back here and we'll re-hike this, and we'll go do what we originally wanted to do. Here's a little raven. Okay? Alright, so this is Brett for TopoRanger, signing out.